This John Lothian news video is sponsored by
With rapid changes in the financial industry, firms are challenged to keep their technology robust and resilient, while at the same time being secure and compliant, says Steve Grob, Director of Group Strategy for Fidessa. He spoke with John Lothian News at the FIA Boca conference about this technology balance, as well as what companies like Fidessa are doing to address IT costs.
There's actually two problems people are trying to solve for at the minute. On the one hand, our industry is changing so much that people want to keep their technology fresh and take advantage of new opportunities. But doing that in a way that's robust, resilient, secure, and above all compliant is actually trying to solve a very different problem. I think that's one of the very interesting dynamics that's going on in the industry right now. One of the things we've found with our customers is increasingly they're working out that owning the whole technology stack and building all that themselves is hugely duplicative for really very little return. And so what we're working with a lot of our customers is to do all that heavy lifting in terms of exchange connectivity, risk, particularly the workflow around order management, and then allowing them to add and put their own special sauce in terms of their own algos or reach, people, balance sheet, whatever it is that makes them different. So they're layering that on and then using our technology stack to deliver their IP out through to their customers. The industry's got a long way to go, and I think one of the other conversations I had this morning is that still, I think perhaps the next change is going to happen is where more of this stuff gets put into utilities so that people can turn the ratchet again in terms of saving cost. So something in terms of where they're sharing the cost of more of the infrastructure, where there's no competitive edge in doing it differently to your competitors. Post-trade is an obvious example where there's no real advantage in doing it one way or the other, and particularly for the sell side, they don't want to have to support multiple different workflows for each of their buy-side clients to do effectively exactly the same thing of allocations and confirmations. And one of the interesting things is the week before this, I was at an event in Fort Lauderdale where a buy-side firm had got a bunch of new tech firms that weren't in the finance space, put them together with established vendors like Fidessa, sort of locked the door and seen what comes out of that. And they added in a guy from the CIA talking about cyber security. The guy who runs the Pittsburgh Pirates was also talking about the analytics that they use in terms of looking at players. And so it was a great way just to sort of think about our industry and what's new, because a lot of the cool new technology will never see the light of day in our industry because it won't meet vendor risk requirements or compliance or balance sheet requirements. So trying to blend that together, I think, is really important. And there was some great stuff around analytics of big data, for example. And I think finding the way of getting the best of both worlds is really where that's what the trick is now. I think we are approaching an inflection point in this industry because the economics of it have just fundamentally changed. And even as the global economy gets its wheels on again, the fact that we'll still be in a low interest rate environment for many, many years to come means that firms have to look at different ways of managing their workflow. And I think it's actually a really, really exciting time from a technology point of view.